Welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of the Breakfast Club. If you haven't seen part 1, stop what you're doing and go to Max's Run to the Movies channel. I'll put a link here, there, somewhere, I don't know. I'll also put a link in the description. And then when you're done watching that, come back here and watch part 2. And for those who have already seen part 1, here we go with part 2 of the Breakfast Club.
Doesn't the principal hear him?
Yeah. Well, if people are really bad at parenting, they can really screw their kids up.
Yeah. The orange just completes the picture. That is excellent. He's having the same day as they are.
Being bad feels pretty good.
Oh, they just snuck out.
Yeah.
So then what are we doing?
And why is she tagging along?
Beating the shit out of you.
Oh, I guess they all just want to tack along. Even though they all know it's stupid.
What do you say? Where are we going?
I wonder what the reasoning for the shot of showing their feet.
Shit! Great idea, Jagger. Get back to the library, Chief. You're doing it on.
He's already in so much trouble anyway.
So still, it's nice of him to,
Yeah.
take one for the team.
He can't keep up.
What was his shoe? His shoe.
Oh, yeah.
So he took the heat for them so they could...
I'm gonna be there. That's right. And I'm gonna kick the living shit out of you, man. I'm gonna knock your dick in the dirt.
Why is he being
Loses
such an ass?
for saying things like that.
You think anybody is gonna take your word over mine?
Well, he just gets abused at home and at school.
Let's find out how tough you are. I want to know right now how tough you are. Come on.
Don't rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
Just take one shot. That's all I need. Just one swing.
Because he's gonna say he assaulted him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit won't fly in nowadays with security cameras and cell phones.
Yeah. Bender is one of the few characters I can think of who's an asshole, but he's also a sympathetic character.
I guess as the movie goes on, you get to understand why he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, he isn't just an asshole to be an asshole. He's an asshole because he's been put in that situation by life. His parents are horrible people. He's bullied, and so he bullies back.
Bartender says, I suppose you won't be needing a drink. Naked lady says.
Did he just fall in the toilet?
Oh, he heard the noise and he was in the middle of doing his business, I guess.
What in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus?
I don't know.
What ruckus?
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
He wasn't in his office. He was in that lavatory.
Oh. What is this? What is that? What
Because
is
they
that?
were repaying the favor he did for them.
What noise?
Yeah.
Really sure there
Whoa.
wasn't any noise.
I will not be made a fool of.
I've forgotten about that.
That was great.
Now hold this smoke.
Have you ever seen the show The Goldbergs?
I've seen ads for it, but I've never actually seen the show.
The actor Anthony Michael Hall, who plays the brain in this movie, he
Uh-huh.
plays that show is set in the 80s, and he plays
Okay.
a teacher at the school on that show.
And do they have reference to this movie in the show?
I'm pretty sure they have, yeah. Wow.
He was in great shape.
Yeah,
I guess he's supposed to be an athlete.
yeah. You better hope he doesn't fail a drug test, though.
Oh yeah.
The team.
Did he really crack the door just now?
Yeah.
A history of slight mental illness. No wonder he's so fucked up.
He's reading student files. Or maybe teacher files.
I would really appreciate it if this would be something that you and I could keep between us. Got $50?
So he wants to bribe the guy not
Yeah.
say that he's looking at confidential material.
5'9.5", you weigh 130 pounds, and your social security number is 049.
How does she know all that?
Would you mind telling me how you know all this about me?
Oh, she got his wallet.
Give it to me.
What is he doing? He's using one of her makeup brushes on his teeth.
How come you got so much shit in your purse?
How come you have so many girlfriends?
I asked you first.
I don't know. I guess I never threw anything away.
Neither do I.
That's a good comeback.
What do you need a fake ID for?
So I can vote.
Seriously? No. What the no?
My home life is unsatisfying.
So you're saying you'd subject yourself to the violent dangers of these Chicago streets because your home life is unsatisfying?
I don't have to run away and live in the street. I can run away and I can go to the ocean. I can go to the country. I can go to the mountains.
Alright, so she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Pretty much, yeah.
The mall is open, but nobody's shopping.
Guys like you and me.
Oh, he's got a calculator watch. I had one of those.
Go away.
Where do you want me to go?
Go away.
She's got a really intense stare.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why she got cast, because she's able to stare so intently.
Listen, Vern, if you were 16, what would you think of you, huh?
Hey, Carl. You think I give one rat's ass what these kids think of me?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, absolutely does. That's why he behaves. So basically, the janitor is the smartest person in the building.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll do anything sexual. I don't need $1 million to do it either. You're lying. I already have. I've done just about everything there is except a few things that are illegal.
No, I think she's making it up.
Probably.
Hey, you guys are putting words in my mouth.
Well, if you just answer the question.
Why don't you just answer the question?
Be honest, no big deal.
Yeah, answer it.
Why don't you just back off?
Yeah, just leave her alone.
Easy, it's only one question.
They're teenagers.
I never did it! I never did it either.
Hmm.
I'm not a nymphomaniac. I'm a compulsive liar. You are such a bitch.
I taped Larry Lester's buns together. That was you?
He taped what?
Said he taped someone's buns together.
Well, when they pulled the tape,
Oh. Oh.
most of his hair came off and some skin too.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yes. Kids do a lot of crazy pranks.
That goes beyond crazy. That goes into like seriously mentally messed up crazy.
All I could think about was Larry's father and Larry having to go home and explain what happened to him.
How do you explain something like that?
That poor kid with a tape on his ass is gonna be messed up for life. He's gonna think about that incident when he's like 50.
Yeah.
He's gonna be drinking his coffee in the morning, and he's gonna take his newspaper and gonna like whack it on the table. Go, God damn it, that asshole in school.
Stupid. Because I'm failing shop.
He's what?
It's failing shop class. I wasn't very good in shop class.
You have to swear to God you won't laugh.
He's gonna laugh.
I could disappear forever and it wouldn't make any difference. I may as well not even
Yeah.
exist at this school.
It's not gonna let him forget
Remember?
the words he said earlier.
School would probably fucking shut down if you didn't show up. Queenie isn't here.
If she's the Queenie, why is she in retention then?
I don't know, she got into some kind of trouble.
Okay, so go home and cry to your daddy. Don't cry here, okay?
We get it. You have a crappy home life. Why are you abusing her?
It's weaponizing his trauma.
That's an excellent way of putting it.
What is going to happen to us on Monday? Yeah, I consider you guys my friends.
They were just together for a few hours. How are they friends?
They've had some pretty deep conversations, but they're all a part of different cliques.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
she's right.
Yeah,
It's a real nice attitude, Claire.
Oh, be honest, Andy.
it's the truth.
If Ryan came walking up to you in
Mhm.
the hall on Monday, what would you do?
Because you know how shitty that is to do to someone. And you don't got the balls to stand up to your friends and tell them that you're going to like who you want to like.
Okay, what about you, you hypocrite?
Like in Harry Potter, remember what Dumbledore says? It takes a lot of guts to stand up to your enemies, but even more to stand up to your friends.
Hmm.
I hate it. I hate having to go along with everything my friends say.
I had hair like that when I was a teenager.
Was it a lot of work to keep it that way?
Not really, no.
I'm here because Mr. Ryan found a gun in the locker. Why'd you have a gun in your locker?
Wow.
I tried. I pull a fucking trunk on. The light's supposed to go on. Didn't go on, you know?
I'm surprised he only got a Saturday detention for that.
Did they find his gun? That's why he's detention?
Yeah.
Went off in my locker. It's not funny.
So the gun went off in his locker?
Yeah.
You want to know what I did to get in here?
Yes.
Nothing. I didn't have anything better to do.
What?
That's,
She just showed up on her own accord?
I guess.
Huh.
That's a shame.
You just don't want to write your paper, right?
True, but you're the smartest, right?
Well,
So they're just pawning a paper off on him?
Don't be afraid. Don't stick that in my eye.
That's so terrifying.
You just gotta be careful.
One wrong move, and you regret it for the rest of your days.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in a car on a bumpy road.
I've seen that. Like, I've seen people do that in the car many times. What? Oh. She looks like a completely different person. Well, are they going like in the closet? Are they going to have a layover in Winnipeg?
What?
Are they going to hide the salami?
See you next Saturday. Yeah.
He's got a lot of Saturday detentions coming up.
So these two hooked up, and those two hooked up, but a nerd stayed to write everybody's papers.
Yeah.
We accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Saturday in detention for whatever it was we did wrong. But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain
There's the scene.
and an athlete
Mm-hmm.
And a basket case. A princess.
and a criminal. Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club.
Alright, so that was The Breakfast Club. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for coming on the show with me and watching it with me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
So what? You said it's been a while since you watched the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. There were a few parts that I didn't remember.
What do you think changed in your perception of it now versus perception of it whenever you watched it last?
I think I forgot how deep it is. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I could see that. I think I would need some time to process the movie
Yeah.
in my brain to really understand it. Like I can see that they've all like understood each other. The way I see it is that they understood that they're all really a lot more similar than they thought they were different. Like they're the nerd and the jock and the pretty girl and the weird girl and the criminal, but they're all really the same inside. That's how I understood it. That's similar to what...
They have more in common than they initially thought.
Yeah. And I think that makes sense. I think if you bring any two people together, you give them enough time together, they'll realize that they always have things in common. So yeah, I definitely thought of Jumanji so much, and I would assume that Jumanji, not the original from the 80s and 90s, whenever the original came out, but the one from a few years ago, I assume it was based on this because it starts out exactly the same kind of group of people end up in detention, and they pretty much also, well, they go off to a video game, but other than that, they realize that they're all the same and they become friends afterwards. So I would assume that this was the inspiration for it. If you're folks watching it, I would love some input. Am I crazy, or does it make sense? And you said you've never watched Jumanji, right?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen the original one from the 80s or 90s, whenever that one was from? No,
I
those.
never did.
For me, I like the remake a lot better than the original one. Now, I'm probably gonna get crucified in the comments for that. But that's a movie I strongly recommend you check out. It's like the remake. It is really, in my opinion, one of the best movies of the past like 10 years.
Yeah, this movie, the Breakfast Club, I was trying to think back to watching it when I was a kid, and I'm pretty sure the version I was watching back then was much more PG. It was like the edited for TV version.
Which portions of it do you not remember? Like what was new to you?
Well, I didn't remember the one girl, the weird girl, getting Brian's wallets. Like when she had all the information about him, I couldn't remember how she got that information.
Okay, you think they cut that out, or you just don't remember?
No, I just didn't remember it.
Okay. What do you think happened in the closet? Do you think they hooked up, or they just hung out?
It probably just made out.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, they're teenagers. I don't think it goes beyond it. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely identify with the nerdy guy more than with any of the other ones, because that would have been me back in high school. But all of them, I think that all of us have been each one of these characters in different situations. At least that's how I feel. Like we've all been in whatever situation we're in. We've all been the outcast or the nerd or whatever. So I think, yeah, the movie is it's way deeper than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's among all those 80s John Hughes movies, this is probably the deepest.
Yeah, I guess it has to be to keep you entertained. I mean, it's pretty much an hour and a half of them just sitting around and talking.
Yeah.
Like this could have so easily gone so wrong and been just a terrible, like one of a gazillion terrible movies out there where people just sit and talk and you don't want to watch. I think it's such a fine line to be able to make this kind of movie interesting and engaging. Like I didn't look at the clock at all throughout this movie. I mean, there was no moment where you were like, oh, come on, let this be over. It was interesting throughout.
Yeah, it makes Detention entertaining.
Yeah, I don't remember, like, I went to high school in a different country, and I don't remember if we...
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I want to thank Max for doing this collaboration with me. I'll put a link to this channel again somewhere. I don't know where. There'll also be a link in this script. What am I trying to say? There'll also be a link in the description, like I said before. Yeah, I've always liked this movie since I was a kid in the 80s. It's not my favorite John Hughes film, though. There are other films of his that I like better. It's also not my favorite movie with Molly Ringwald. I prefer Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles, but this one has its merits. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Stay tuned to my channel for more content coming up very soon, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate more subscribers. This is still a fairly new channel, still trying to grow it, so please consider subscribing. And I hope you all have a good night or day, whatever time it is where you are in your corner of the world. Thanks again. Bye.